Alright, we're back. Gotta be kind of quiet because it's sort of early. Don't want to make anyone mad, but as promised, we're doing the spread triad breakdown. You probably noticed, maybe, in the intro, only doing low E for now. We're going to move on to the other string sets and other segments, but for now we're going to isolate, get these ones down first, because the shapes change when you switch strings. That's the reasoning behind that. Alright, so we're going to start talking about where the spread triads come from. Okay, so think about your closed voice triad first. So we'll do it in C major to make it simple. I'm going to do some examples in G, just because it's a good key, but for now let's start in C, so nothing crazy going on. Alright, so you take your closed voice triad, C major. So closed voice, meaning you have your root on the bottom, so low E string is going to be where your C is. Then you take your third, that's going to be next, right above it, and then the fifth is on top, so it just goes in order: low root, middle third, high fifth. So if we do that, we're going to have this sort of thing. We got, again, the multi-angle, the high budget. We're going to have this. We're going to have C right here in the low E. That's where our root's going to be, 8th fret. Okay, there's our root. The third is right there on the A string. That's the E, 7th fret, and then the G is going to be right here on the D string on the 5th fret. Okay, so there's your closed voiced C major triad. Now, basically all a spread triad is it takes that middle note. So you have your root, third, fifth, remember? Take the third, take the middle one, toss that one up 1 octave. That's how you get the spread triad. And these are all root position. We're not doing any inversions yet with this. We'll do that in another thing. So we want to have the root, then the fifth. Instead of the fifth being high, put the fifth in the middle. And then you want your third on top. So we're going to have our root here. We're going to have our fifth right here, 10th fret on the A string. And now we're going to put the E way up here on the G on the 9th fret. There's our third. So there is our spread voice major triad. That's the major version. Root position. Alright, so once you get this one down, you can move to minor. So the only difference between major and minor is the third. So take your 3, find the major third, and just flat it. Just put it down fret. So you have your third on top, remember that. Just slap that one down 1 fret. Yeah, it's a little more comfortable using the pinky for the 5th on this one. So now we have the flat 3 on the top, right there. There's our C minor. So we got a C minor triad right there. So major, minor. Only 1 note changes. Alright, and for all this, we're just sticking with major scale chords. So there's not going to be any weird like sharp 5, weird nonsense kind of stuff going on. So we got our major, we got our minor, and then we have a diminished one also. So the diminished one is the last one. So we have our minor, and we want to find the 5th. So find the 5th and just flat that guy now. Just put that down 1. There you have it. So there is our diminished triad form for a root position C diminished type of thing. Okay, so that's step number 1, getting comfortable with those shapes. So major, minor, diminished, and that's kind of all there is to it with root position if your root is on the low E string. Next part, putting them into a scale, G major, because G major is an awesome key. Alright, we're just going to start on G, 3rd fret, low E, and we're going to play that major shape. So you know your major shape. Same thing as we did at C. Take the same thing, just move it down to 3rd fret. Next chord is going to be A minor. So you move up 2 frets, make it minor. Remember that flat? Find the 3, just drop it down. Boom, A minor. minor's next, same thing, just slide the whole thing up, 2 frets, B minor. Then we have C major, so 1 fret up. Remember, only a half step between B and C. So we go B to C, back to major here. So this is the major one. For the 4, the 5 is also going to be major. This is where your dominant would be, but if you take the 7th off, you're left with just a major triad, so it doesn't change. We have D major, same thing, same shape we had before. Next is E minor, so we go to the 12th fret. Right here, minor shape. And then the last one, this is the only time the diminish is going to pop up on the 7th chord of the scale. So we have F sharp diminished. That's going to be on 14. And we put the diminished shape based off of that root note. Or you could put it down here on the 2nd fret. Same thing. And we can also get away with E minor actually being a lower octave. So you can go. The only thing with this is you get open strings, which makes it a little harder to visualize, I think. So it's definitely an option though. So it's just gonna be the open E, 2nd fret A, and then open G above that. Super sick minor chord. So that's basically how spread triads work. It's not super complicated once you break it down. You know, you just take your closed position, root 3, 5, and then take the 3rd, put it above the 5th, just put it up an octave. That's how it works. And it gives you these really cool, super open sounding chords. And then it's just up to you to figure out what you want to do with them. So take your scale, take just diatonic stuff. You don't have to get crazy with like modal interchange and weirdness like that. So just take simple progressions like the last one we did for the spread 7th chords. 1, 4, 5, best progression in the world. So you take your 1, it's going to be G, C, and D basically. So you take G, find C, D, back to G. Look at that. So instead of like the bar chord thing, which is cool, you know, it has its place, but you just get this different type of feeling from the spread triads that you don't get from a bar chord. So it's super sick. And then, yeah, just mess around with the scale, different combinations of chords, and see what happens. It's like the best thing ever, man. Are you kidding me? They sound super melodic. You can really hear that high note. You can hear that those thirds moving around in cool ways that you don't really get from bar chords or open chords. So that they're really good for creating melodies and harmonizing them. And I'll probably do a whole nother thing on that too. This can go deep, so I'm going to do tons of stuff probably on spread triads. So yeah, this one I just wanted to isolate the basic theory. That's the most important thing. And then just focusing on those low strings, you know, just those ones. But we're going to get into the next string set, A string, and then also we have one more starting from the D string. Once you combine all that, you can get a lot of cool options. So yeah, just worry about the low ones first. Just get those ones. And then we'll talk about some applications, more linear based things. But for now, this will do it. So until next time. All right, we're out of here.